Hey everybody, we're here at KLOS Radio, and that's the greatest rock station in Los Angeles, and we're sponsors of the KLOS Christmas show, and that's going to feature the Doobie Brothers, Don Felder, Steve Lukather, my buddy Taylor Hawkins, and Chris from the Foo Fighters. They have a band called Chevy Metal, and it's going to be a great show. It's going to benefit the Eisner Pediatric Children's Foundation and the Midnight Mission. So we're going in, we're going to do a little interview in this community outreach thing, and with Cynthia Fox, who's my friend and one of the great disc jockeys there, and Joe Benson, hopefully. And I hope you all can attend this show. It's going to be really cool.
Welcome to Spotlight on the Community, which focuses on nonprofits in the community and also topics of concern to Southern California. 95.5 KLOS, Southern California's best rock. I'm your host, Cynthia Fox, and usually I'm on KLOS Monday through Friday right after Heidi and Frank. We want to thank our producer, Eileen, and our engineer, Herman, for today's show. We just heard a little bit of Steve Lukather, his version of Joy to the World. Steve Lukather, one of many incredible artists who are joining us for our 2012 KLOS Christmas show. It's coming up very soon, Thursday, December 13th, Nokia Theater, LA Live. We got the Doobie Brothers headlining the Bud Light stage. We've got Don Felder, Brian Wilson, and Al Jardine, Steve Lukather, as I mentioned, of Toto. We've got Chevy Metal coming. Now, this is wild. Taylor Hawkins and Chris Shiflett of the Foo Fighters, Orianthi, Rudy Sarzo, Mickey Dolenz of the Monkees. The tickets are on sale right now, 955klos.com, keyword Santa. But we have two people here who we have to thank for their commitment to helping out the KLOS Christmas show, and that is the legendary Norm Harris of Norman's Rare Guitars, who has done so much to help the Christmas show and indeed has helped the Midnight Mission by helping us. And so that's why Georgia Berkovich is here to represent Midnight Mission, midnightmission.org. They are doing incredible work, comprehensive, caring work for people who are homeless, and they help people get back on their feet. And Norm, first off, I got to thank you again. You've been tremendous for us, and you're making magic happen for us again. Now, you are the man who made it possible for Richie Sambora to play the Christmas show the very first time we were at the Nokia Theater, and that was incredible. And it raised tons of money for the Midnight Mission. So I want to thank you. You have such a great oasis. You know your guitars inside and out. You have musicians coming in there all the time seeking out rare guitars, and thank you. Because of your work, you have an opportunity to have a dialogue with people who can really make a difference. So
I'm so happy to be involved with KLOS and all that you guys do, and the fact that we can bring in the Midnight Mission, and also also who's being helped on the show is the Eisner Pediatric Foundation as well. So I mean, these are really good causes, and the way the country is right now, we all got to stand together and kind of help some folks that don't have and are in need.
Well, you have a great heart, and you and your wife, Marlene, and the entire family have been tremendous. And the other thing that you wanted to highlight, too, is the fact that not only Richie Sambora has been very helpful, and he may sign guitars for
Richie's
online
going to
auction.
sign a couple guitars, and we'll do an online auction. And, a lot of the people that have come into the store are such great guys, and they're friends of mine, for many years. And Richie's got the biggest heart in the entire entertainment business, as far as I'm concerned. He's always there. The first time that I was involved with the Midnight Mission, I wanted to see if I could put together maybe a couple shows to benefit the mission. And I figured maybe I'd sound a few of the guys that come into the store, and Richie was the first one. And I was sort of figuring, well, he's going to go, I'm real busy, I'm not going to be able to do it. And I mentioned to Richie, and he said, I'm in, let's do it. And I was kind of blown away. I said, really? He said, yeah, no, let's do it. And I made a few other calls to some other friends of mine, and we got Jackson Brown and Los Lobos and the Zen Cruisers, which was the late Doug Feiger from the Knack and Elliot Easton from the Cars. And then we did another show with REO Speedwagon and my friend Rick Vito and Freebo and John Mayall, the godfather of British blues. And then the big one that we did was with Tom Petty, and we were able to raise a lot of money for the Midnight Mission, and thanks to KLOS and the Midnight Mission, we were able to get something done.
Well, I love the fact that you have such a great rapport with the musicians, and a lot of the musicians have been there. I mean, they can identify with the struggles by the people who go to Midnight Mission because they've been there. They've had the struggles with either drugs or alcohol. And I think they're thankful that they've been able to turn a corner and they want to help other people get back on their feet.
Absolutely. They can relate and know that, by any turn of the coin, it could have been them, it could have been me, so, it's a good thing for people to remember where they came from and to, see what they can do.
Yeah.
And, fortunately, a lot of the people that come into my store are big-hearted and are willing to help. But it's not just the people that are, have done drugs and alcohol and everything. Right now we have a whole new group of homeless, and some of them are educated folks that made a couple bad decisions. Maybe they bought a house at the top of the market, they couldn't make their mortgage payment, and they've been evicted. And these are educated people, some of them in their 50s, who, who's going to hire somebody from their 50s? They want young people that they can train and that they're going to get a lot of years out of. So, Georgia could tell us more about that, but I mean, it's a whole different look to the homeless down there now.
Right,
Absolutely.
right. And Georgia, you're seeing people who may have been victimized by, Wall Street greed and that sort of thing too, right?
Yes, and it could be one catastrophic illness in a family that can annihilate their savings. And so we see about a third of the people on the street are suffering from some kind of addiction, about a third some kind of mental illness, and about a third are just circumstantial.
Wow. But you're
Which is
there,
really
and that's what's nice is you have an incredible facility, because I've been down there, the Midnight Mission, right there downtown LA, and you have such a great comprehensive program. It's job training, it's counseling, I mean, it's everything. It's education. You really think of all the different angles to help a person.
Yes, our goal is always to restore people to self-sufficiency, but we also provide emergency subsistence to anyone in our community. And we're actually approaching our 1 millionth meal for the year, which in one way is a really great thing that we were able to provide that, but it's a sad state of our affairs that there's that many people that are hungry. We're coming up on 100 years of serving our community, in large part thanks to partnerships like KLOS and Norm Harris. We are able to we don't rely on any government funding, we rely on our partners,
One thing that I love about the Midnight Mission, and I think all the missions are doing a good job, and they're all trying to help people, but a lot of them try to indoctrinate somebody into whatever their belief is, religion, or
Right.
whatever. And the Midnight Mission is happy to give people a sandwich and help them out, give them a place to stay, and try to train them so that they're able to maybe get a job and to move forward. So I just like the fact that there's no hidden agenda there.
Yes,
Right.
you don't have to believe a certain thing to get your needs met. We say yes to anyone who walks through our doors. If we can't help them, we'll refer them somewhere where they can get help, but we do have amazing services available to any man, woman, or child who walks through our door.
Oh, that is superb. That is superb. Well, once again, midnightmission.org, and people can help out and volunteer, donate throughout the year because you guys are busy. Didn't you say serving 3 meals a day?
3 meals a day, every day.
Every single day of the year. So I know you've got a wish list at the website, and
Yes.
people can go and look at it and find out either ways to volunteer time or perhaps something that they've got, some resources, and really help out. And it's great. And Norm, you're always getting people down there too.
Well, I'm trying.
Serving Thanksgiving and Christmas and everything, and really, getting the message by bringing them right down there too.
Well, it's a great cause, and, it's this Christmas show, which is going to be so great because we've got so many great people playing, the great Don Felder, and we've got the Doobie Brothers, and we've got a couple of the guys from the Beach Boys, and on and on,
I
and
know,
Steve Lukather,
it's like an
and my
embarrassment
buddy
of riches.
Taylor.
It's like, wow.
So, you can see great music and, help support the community at the same time. And I'd like to say, anybody else who's got a small business like mine, because mine is a small business, if you're doing pretty well, it's a chance for you to step up and do something to help. I mean, how can you turn your back on, the rest of the community?
Yeah, you are definitely showing, great character and leadership. And people can find out more, because we're going to talk more about the history of Norm's Guitars at normansrareguitars.com. Check out their YouTube channel. You do not believe the people who have walked in to Norm's Rare Guitars to buy a guitar, and it's just phenomenal. I mean, people really appreciate the fact that you know your stuff and you started collecting guitars a long time ago, and boy, oh boy, people really appreciate that. So what we're going to do is take a brief break, and we're going to play a song from Richie Sambora. And you also want to do a shout out to Denise, too, Richie Sambora's assistant. It's been awesome helping.
Denise Salazar, the greatest, the biggest heart, and the hardest working girl, helps us out on all the events. She's been my partner in everything that I've done in the way of, helping the community and kind of, doing these fundraisers. And she's tireless. She just...
Yeah, talk about a big heart.
Works
We
and
love
works.
Denise Salazar.
Oh, well, we love them both. Richie Sambora, You Can Only Get So High, and this is from his current solo album, and be back with more Spotlight on the Community coming up on KLOS. Once again, we are so glad you're back with us for Spotlight on the Community on 95.5 KLOS, Southern California's best rock. We played something there from Al Jardine. That is from his current re-release solo album called A Postcard from California. Earlier this year, we got to interview Al for Spotlight, and that is his version of his current version of Help Me Rhonda. And what's nice is Al and Brian Wilson, the co-founders of the Beach Boys, are joining us for our 2012 KLOS Christmas show. It's coming up Thursday, December 13th, Nokia Theater, LA Live. The tickets are on sale right now, 955KLOS.com. The keyword is Santa. And we're visiting right now with Norm Harris of Norman's Rare Guitars. And also, we've got Georgia Berkovich, who is here representing Midnight Mission, midnightmission.org, and that's going to be one of our beneficiaries again this year. And but Norm, we got to talk with you because you have the most amazing stories. And here you are, a man who is, there's this movement now about support local businesses, and you've been there, blossoming since 1975. And you are, like I said, people seek you out now. I mean, people like Bruce Springsteen have walked into your store. Didn't George Harrison walk in one time too?
Many
I mean, it's like, these are like the most miraculous moments. Of course, Tom Petty, because he's got.
Tom's been an old friend for many, many years.
He's
In fact,
got-
I had a band with Tom's original bass player, who's back with the band now, Ron Blair.
That is phenomenal. And Tom, his guitar lust is well known and well documented, and he wrote the intro to your book, Norm's Rare
yeah.
Guitars. If you want to look at some amazing guitars, and Tom just loves you, and I know that you are the source for all good things. And then you've done so many things, though, for us. You got Robert Pattinson from Twilight to autograph a guitar, which we auctioned off on the website to benefit
Right, for the
Midnight
Midnight
Mission.
Mission.
So, I mean, anybody who walks in, it's like Kristen Stewart from Twilight, or anybody who walks in, you're ready to spread the word about the good work of the Midnight Mission.
Well, being in LA and, we're the center of the universe for the entertainment world, so we never know who might walk through the door in the store, and we've been so fortunate about that kind of stuff. And I know it wouldn't work in any other city. So, it's just, if these people come in, sometimes I'm a pest and I ask a little too many times, and, sometimes it makes people uncomfortable, but why not? It's easy enough to do, and so many people are so grateful and happy to do it, and they feel good about it after they do it.
Yeah, well, it's the personal touch, too. The fact that you have been active with the Midnight Mission, you can speak directly to it, and I think that makes a big difference, rather than somebody getting something in the mail. Now, you're making it possible also this year for us to have Chevy Metal, which is
Yep.
unbelievable. That's Taylor Hawkins and Chris Shiflett of Foo Fighters. How fun
Right.
is that?
Well, Taylor is a great guy. He's another one he's like one of our regulars and a really good friend and a great, great guy. And he's one of the great rock drummers of all time. And he's just a good-hearted guy. He's a pretty good guitar player, too, so a lot of people probably don't know that. And, he comes in and hangs out, and he's another guy who just wants to do what he can. And and he loves KLOS, obviously, and, he wants to play at the show. He's a musician who wants to play. So
And
how good is
I
that?
understand he loves to play with his heroes too. So
And he
coming out
has
and-
played with many.
Like Brian, has he played with Brian Wilson already before?
I'm not sure about with Brian Wilson, but they've done so many things, the Foo Fighters, with so many other people.
That's true.
In combination, and he's as he said, he's lived his dream. He wants to be a working musician, and what a miracle for anybody to be a working musician. A musician is one thing, but a working musician, that's something else.
And the fact that he loves to give back too. I think
Yeah.
that's terrific. So we are very happy to see Taylor Hawkins and Chris Shiflett of Foo Fighters on the show. It is unbelievable. So also, Norm, you got to share the stories about how, people have seen your T-shirts turn up in movies.
Yeah, we've been real lucky with that. Chris Guest, who is a customer of mine for many, many years, who's a really good guy. Also, from Spinal Tap, when they were originally doing the movie, he kind of told me about the idea for the movie, and he said, we'd love to have some really cool vintage guitars in the movie, and, could I please supply the guitars? And what's funny is that Chris was more of a folky, so, he had like mandolins and acoustic guitars and stuff like that, but this was a heavy metal group, a little past its prime, and it's really a tremendous cult movie. Everybody loves the movie.
Oh my God, yes. We're always quoting from it.
Right, and he's got the amp that goes to 11
11.
and all that kind of stuff. And he said, could you supply some really cool guitars? So I kind of brought out what I thought was the best of what I had at the time. And Chris had, he basically was saying about this one Les Paul. He said, yeah, you could play a note on it, go out to lunch and come back, and it'll still be sustaining. But the best line that he ever had, which I thought, always killed me, is he said, Spinal Tap is a great band. And you know why they're great? Because we're loud. You have, when you listen to those jazz bands, you just have to take their word for it that they're good.
Aww. But you got to tell the story about, you're also in Forgetting Sarah Marshall.
Yeah, well, two friends of mine who started the Lucky Brand company, Gene and Barry, they came to me and they knew that the store was getting kind of well known, and they wanted to maybe put some of our shirts, create a new logo and put the shirts in their stores. So I said, sure, why not? And they put them in about 140 stores. And one day I was out of town and we got a call from a movie company, and they called and spoke to my son saying, would you mind if we wore your shirt in this movie? And my son Jordan said, yeah, of course, and why not? That's sort of our attitude with everything. Why not? So we kind of forgot about it. And then a year and a half later, a guy came into the store who was an attorney who went to a screening of the movie, and he said, what's going on? What did you pay for this product placement? This guy's wearing your shirt, Jason Segel, in so many scenes from the movie that it's unbelievable. And I didn't even know what he was talking about, And then we went to see the premiere. And sitting at the premiere, we're like watching scene after scene, and my whole family's there, and we're like looking at each other going, really? Really? It was just on and on. So it's been an unbelievable product placement, and we still sell a lot of those shirts.
See, and that's what I love too, is people see it and they come into your store, sometimes not to buy a guitar, sometimes just to get the shirts.
Right.
Like that was featured in Forgetting Sarah Marshall, or the Spinal Tap shirts too, which are very cool. So.
Well, even just the name of the store, Rare Guitars, people drive by and they go, what's a rare guitar? They want to come in and check it out. It's a curiosity. And it's something that we're kind of unique to LA. We're not a national, we're an international company, but we only have the one store. So, we're not in every city. So this is something that's unique to Los Angeles. And Los Angeles has been great to us. So, why not, help it along too if we can in a little bit of way.
Well, normansrareguitars.com, and you can check out their YouTube channel, and they are at, am I getting this right, 18969 Ventura Boulevard?
And that's it.
You're right there in Tarzana, 91356, so you're right there, easy to find. And so anybody out there who has guitar lust, you're ready for them.
Oh, yeah. There's a lot of sickos out there.
But that's great. I mean, people like we mentioned off mic. We mentioned the fact that people are watching Antiques Roadshow and people coming in with these amazing fenders. I mean, you know inside and out all the great models, whether it's Fender or Martin Taylor, and you know the ones that people are really seeking out.
Well,
as
like
the
Paul Simon,
vintage
I'm a
one.
one-trick pony. Oh, this is all I know. I couldn't
that's-
change a tire if my life depended on it. But guitars, I know.
That's all you need to know, which is great. Well, we're going to take another brief break, but again, I want to remind everybody the 2012 KLOS Christmas show is coming Thursday, December 13th, Nokia Theater, LA Live. Portion of the proceeds will go and help Midnight Mission, and that's why Georgia is here, midnightmission.org, and that is why Norm Harris is involved again, because he really feels like it's important to give back, and Midnight Mission he's particularly passionate about. So come on out and join us. The tickets are on sale now, 955klos.com. The keyword is Santa. And we'll take another brief break and play something else from one of the artists that are joining us, which is unbelievable, I still think. Al Jardine. Of the Beach Boys, one of the founding members. Why don't we play a little bit of California Saga from a postcard from California, and back with more Spotlight on the Community coming right up on 95.5 KLOS, Southern California's Best Rock.